Is this the new feature of Vlogmas, me recording videos before I'm due to leave for work? Yes, you can see a corner of my bed. You might be a little bit lower than normal. Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and this is going to be the start of another reading vlog. Today is Monday, the 7th of December, and I am just about to head off to work. I have decided that Sunday, apart from my wool gathering videos, is going to be a free day, so vlogs will run from Monday to Saturday. You don't need to see me on a Sunday anyway. I don't actually tend to get up to much on that day, apart from possibly editing videos or just lazing about the house watching television and reading. I really go in for that whole day of rest thing. I will just give a quick update about some reading. I am reading Autumn by Ellie Smith as part of a read-along hosted by Sarah over at Hardcover Hearts. I made one comment yesterday in the whole discussion, but I have never been more thrilled to read a discussion and see what people are talking about than seeing what they're talking about with this book. I completely forgot that there are readers in Australia, so the discussion would be starting earlier than I imagined, but it's still ongoing. People are still pulling up references and things, and we're only 66 pages in, and it's just this brilliant discussion that is bringing so much more to the book for me than I previously thought about. I was like, this is a book of poetry and images, and seeing how Smith relates it to all this greater stuff within the world and the history is just brilliant, and I'm really appreciative to Sarah for organising the read-along, but also for everybody else for being so smart and insightful in their discussions. This week I've decided I really want to make more traction with Sylvia's Lovers. I'm not thinking of finishing it this week. I'm just thinking of maybe, you know, reading 30 or so pages. I think if I read 30 pages like a day I could have it finished, but I don't know. We'll see. I want to finish it by the end of December. And I'm hoping to catch up with the Christmas Chronicles by Nigel Slater. I have started it. I've read the introduction. I haven't yet started on any of the days. So many booktubers are reading this book this year, and it just seems fortuitous. That's not the word. Kismet? I don't know what the word is, but it seems like one of those things. I rather like the way that Nigel Slater talks about winter. I'll be interested to see how I feel about the recipes and what he's bringing to it. As we know, Utopia Avenue I must start reading this week. I only have about 200 pages of that to read. So I think 200, another 60 pages, that's 300. I think I've got to read 200 pages of this, so that's 500. And so, yeah. We're going for about 600 pages read this week, but there won't be any books finished. Tonight I have to come home and edit tomorrow's video, which will be the latest I've ever left it, to make sure that a video is edited and uploaded. And that's the end of the year book tag. I was tagged by Leo of A Little Book Live, and I'm incredibly lucky because I was struggling to find tags to do for the Tag Tuesday portions. Jason of Jason's Weird Reads did suggest that I make something like a bar humbug book tag or a Christmas book tag, but I've never made a tag before, and despite doing tons of them, I would really want to think about stuff, and maybe that's something to do for next year. And then we've got the Christmas films I want to watch. I picked them out on Netflix, and I am planning one evening on watching the Alistair Sim version of Scrooge I have. And yesterday, in the evening from 7:30 till 9, I was dressed up as an inspector as part of a murder mystery party hosted by Kate Howe. And although I didn't say much, it was absolutely fantastic, and I found myself in stitches half the time. What happened was I kept forgetting that I wasn't just a viewer and I was supposed to be participating, so I was just watching, laughing, enjoying everything going on. I was like, oh wait, there's actually a script here. And so Kate kept having to prompt me. I'd never make it on stage. It was like when I was in Whitby and we were watching an Amdram production and there wasn't a single line that the male actor didn't have to be prompted for. We have now advertised our pups for sale, and they are, and immediately, about 2 minutes after sharing the advert, we had someone interested. So today my brother's going to be taking more photos, and then that then they will hopefully have new homes. Some of them will probably go as they might go as pets, they might go as working collies, we don't know yet, you don't know. But hopefully they're all going to go to good homes. Maybe I should talk about dogs in another video. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, I've talked for much too long and I really ought to be on my way to work now because I'm the only staff member in until about 11 o'clock and I know that we've got a ragman coming amongst other things, so I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. I have just finished recording my favourite writers video and I just thought I'd hop in and say hello, it's Tuesday, I haven't read anything and I have achieved nothing today. Work ended up being a bit more manic than usual. There wasn't any like aggro because I wasn't on the till, I didn't have to deal with that, and phone calls I was able to take were only asking if I could take donations, so yes, I could. I came home and, well, actually by about mid-afternoon I was shattered. I was done with the day, I was done with people I didn't want to converse with anyone anymore, and I actually got really scared of the idea of coming home and editing my video last night to go up today. Usually I've had everything edited, pre-recorded and sorted, but I was feeling a bit tired, I was feeling a bit glum, and so the prospect of editing really upset me. Duolingo as well. I really wasn't doing well on Duolingo because I had no wherewithal last night to do anything. I just wanted to sit back and read, and I couldn't do that because I had other obligations. Today, I actually need to get my Kindle out and finish some beta reading I've been doing for that friend of mine, but I also need to read some of Autumn. I need to read some of the Christmas Chronicles, and I need to get like on board with doing reading Dickens. However, I'm now thinking of maybe reading A Christmas Carol on Christmas Eve, because it only takes me an hour and a half, so it might be a nice thing to do. I keep forgetting that I don't have to read all of these books all at once. There's time yet to get them done, but there's just something within me that says, Charlie, you aren't doing that, you need to be doing that. We've advertised the pups now, and we've had a lot of interest straight away, which is always good. It seems that by the end of the week they might all have new homes, and that's quite exciting to think that they're going to go off and fulfill their destinies. Yeah, that will also free up my afternoons because I've been going up and spending about 3 hours every day there when I've been at home, so yeah, I don't know what's going to happen for the rest of today because the favourite authors video actually ended up going on for about 50 minutes and I only meant to come upstairs and record for about a quarter of an hour, but I spent a quarter of an hour just talking about Joanne Harris. So all of my plans to record more have gone out the window and I'll have to get some more bulk filming done tomorrow because I definitely need a video for Thursday. Either way, all I can say now is I will see you when I see you. It's Wednesday. This morning I woke up late and showered, got ready, and then my sister said, did I want to go on a walk? So we went up to Mac Forest again with her dog, and that immediately changed all of my plans for today because I am thoroughly behind on Vlogmas videos at the moment. Last week I got them all planned and I had 2 to 3 days where I didn't record anything, but I didn't think, Charlie, this would be a perfect time to record, and get yourself set up for the week ahead. So now it's Wednesday and I'm having to record 3 videos just to cover the end of this week, and know that when it comes to Sunday I'm going to have to bulk film a ton again just to get me through next week. And it's fine, that's what I did last year, but I'm editing more this year. Last night I put my video on about my favourite authors. It took me half an hour to get it from my phone to my computer because my computer didn't like the file length. Then it took ages to encode, and when I finally finished editing it after 2 hours, it kept telling me there was a error saving, so I had to delete some more stuff. And finally, at midnight, my video rendered and I could start uploading it. And I finally got to bed at about 1:45 because I spent my time trying to get a video online so that everything ran smoothly for Vlogmas. However, this did mean that I did get some more reading done. I have actually made it through some more pages of Autumn by Ali Smith. I only have 20 pages left before I am at the point we are supposed to be at for our discussion on Sunday. I'm reading that as part of a read-along that is being hosted by Sarah of Hardcover Hearts. I'm still beta reading a book for a writerly acquaintance of mine, so I think I have... I'm not sure of the percentage because I haven't checked, but I don't have much farther to go. I think I've got about 2 hours left of reading before I will be done with their book, so I want to do half today and hopefully finish that this week. But most of my evening was spent reading the Christmas Chronicles by Nigel Slater. I am now at page 84, which brings me to the 14th of November. I'm hoping to read another 100 or so pages this evening. Nigel Slater really evokes the sense of Christmas and the celebration of food that really suits my sort of personality, really, of like, it's not so much about the cooking with this book. Yes, there are recipes on every page for every day, but I'm really appreciating the discussion he has surrounding what he's doing each day and what he has to do in the build up to Christmas, or the history he provides of certain foods and certain dishes and how he came to eat them. He really helped me figure out part of my beliefs about Christmas with this section here on page 24 about celebrating Christmas, and how a lot of people who celebrate it aren't religious, but it comes from this place of folklore, paganism, tradition and commerce anyway, so we should just celebrate it for what it is and go along with it, and know, as long as we know all the origins, then we're okay. If we want to celebrate it however we choose to celebrate it, that's perfectly fine. And if I am about to have a pagan bonfire, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind that at all. So today I decided I'm going to make some spiced wine. Not mulled wine because I don't have the stuff in for that, but I want to try something of my own concoction with oranges and apples and some red wine I've got left over from last week, and I will report back whether that goes well or whether it's a complete failure. Either way, it's alcohol, so I'll drink it. And I might start reading Utopia Avenue today, or at least get past page 2. Then some very quick caffeinated updates, and otherwise I've no plans apart from going and seeing the pups, and hopefully we can find some more homes for them, because things aren't going so well on that front and they definitely need some homes before they get too much older, because unfortunately people are a bit weird when it comes to pups, and the older they get, the more reticent folks seem to be about having them. Anyway, I'm going to go because my brother's just arrived home and I'll make him a brew, and I quite fancy one as well. So I'll see thee in the morning probably, because Lord knows I've got to try and get some videos edited and uploaded, and it's just a complete minefield, and I don't know why I did this to myself, but that's just who I am as a human being. Today I am having a sad day, and I have decided that I am going to sit in this sadness for a minute, or a while. I don't know how long. Yesterday I was feeling not jovial, but content. I think that's the way I talk about life often. If you're not feeling particularly happy or feeling particularly sad, it's perfectly okay to be in the middle somewhere, being content. Not every day has to be brilliant, or do you have to strive for brilliance. It's enough just to feel, it's enough just to have small moments of wonder in an overall mundane day. So maybe this is the spiced wine. I did make that. I had 2 half bottles of red wine left over, and so I didn't have all of the spices you're supposed to have for mulled wine. I didn't have your cloves or your star anise or your cinnamon sticks. So this really was just spiced with what I had in my house, which was an orange, 2 apples, some ginger root, a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of nutmeg, some brown sugar, some white sugar, and about this much rum. And then I simmered that for an hour and drank this spiced concoction. It was sweet, it was alright. It reminded me of a drink that we used to get from somewhere when I was younger, but I couldn't properly put my finger on what that was. But yeah, the spiced wine turned out okay. Me and my mother shared that, and otherwise nothing to report. My dad had Coronation Street on, so we got to watch the big finale of that storyline. I didn't read anything, I didn't write anything, and I could have done last night because I could have fulfilled a few of my plans last night. I'd also written down to try and watch a Christmas film, but someone started messaging me from work about nothing in particular, just about the possibility of us going for a drink at the pub next door next Wednesday. Which, during where I work, you can still currently go to a pub and drink as long as it's a substantial meal or something, but then substantial meal rules are getting thrown out of the window a bit. And I haven't visited another shop since March, and I know that this will be outside and the pub's been doing everything it can, and I want to go. At the same time, I'm like, do I really want to risk it? We've come this far. And the person I work with noticed in my message saying, "You're mad with me?" And I was like, no, I'm not mad. I am just, and I didn't say this to her, I was just sitting in some sadness yesterday evening, and it hasn't dissipated this morning, really. There's a helicopter outside. Maybe it's searching for my happiness. I don't think it's going to find it in Macclesfield. So yeah, I did not progress further with Autumn like I'd hoped to. I didn't continue reading my friend's book that I'm beta reading, and they gave me nearly, well, over a month ago now. I didn't read anything from Sylvia's Lovers. I did nothing. I watched some YouTube, and I couldn't find the wherewithal within me to comment, so I just liked and added the videos to my other folks playlist and left it at that. It's strange, I think, the mind, because sometimes for no reason at all sadness can appear. There doesn't have to be a reason or anything weighing on your mind. Sometimes it just appears, and it gives me days like today where I would like to linger in my sadness, which is why I've decided to change some videos around to make it a bit easier for myself. And then I'm hoping to get videos edited before I leave this afternoon so that I can just forget everything until Sunday when I need to record again. But we'll see. I don't ordinarily like leaving things on a glum note, but it's just a case of nothing happened, nothing went wrong. I did everything I would normally do. There were no arguments, there were no fist fights or big revelations. I just became a little bit glum, and it will probably be gone by tomorrow, but it'll only go if I have a very calm day, reading some books that I enjoy and just not listening to anything extremely loud and just kind of lifting myself up again. So I will see thee when I see thee. It's always great when you start unironically wearing a coat you wore in a Victober video just because of how cold it's got. Of course, this was actually purchased from the charity shop in the hopes of one day being able to fit into it. So, you know, full circle, great sort of things. Also gloves. It's a bit cold today and it's a bit wet, and I really need to get this done quickly because my volunteer will be here soon. So, yes, Thursday we had that really great sad day. Last day that I will have probably seen the pups. Definitely last day of seeing them all together because one of them went to his new home last night. Another should be going today. One person decided they no longer wanted the dog we'd saved for them, and so because they found one close to home, which will leave 2 for tomorrow. A lot of people aren't being too kind about the black and white one. I've decided they don't really want a standard border collie. They don't really want a standard border collie. They want something a bit rare in the form of the blue merles. So what can you do? Have you realised how big these make my hands look? I just have. It's getting to me. There we go. Much better. So yeah, haven't really done much reading. I have read 50 pages of Utopia Avenue since we last met, and I don't really want to give too many thoughts because of later discussions I might have, but it exists and it's David Mitchell, and I do feel that he evokes time well, if that says much. Yesterday I was at the shop. Wasn't really much incident. I spent most of the day in our container getting donations out so that we could add more donations today, and today that's exactly what I'll do. I'll be sorting donations and pricing, and then I'll go home about 5:30 and hopefully get this video edited. That's my biggest issue this week. I think, if you don't mind and I'm able to do it, there are going to be a few unedited videos this week because I am finding it difficult. The software I use keeps shutting down whilst I'm using it, and if I can just put some unedited videos out into the world, it will make things a lot easier for me, and I'll be able to get more done because I'm really getting stressed about the fact that I've not read anything, I've not watched anything, I've not done any of the things that I wanted to do. And I do really enjoy doing Vlogmas and putting these videos out, but I would kind of like to get some stuff done just to feel like I can enjoy the season a bit more and notice that it's coming rather than flying by trying to get everything done. Which is my own fault this week because last week I got everything sorted and didn't have to worry, but I should have used that spare time I got then to sort stuff out for now. But hey, we know time management has never been my forte. Anyway, hopefully this next week is going to be a time of more reading and the like. Yesterday, now I'll talk about that in a flaming video to come your way tomorrow. But as always with the second week of Vlogmas, content went rapidly downhill fast, and I hope that you're okay with that. This week I'm hoping for more walks, more films, more videos, more enjoyment, and I hope you don't get too bored. And I hope you haven't been too bored by this video, because until next time, that is all.